Welcome to Relationship Talk, the podcast where we have real conversations about love, well-being, dating, and relationships. In today's episode, I had an insight-filled conversation with Andreas MatchCreator, who is a visionary founder of Circology, a groundbreaking approach to relationship compatibility that's transforming how we find love, avoiding toxicity along the way. Finding himself single and frustrated by the chaos of modern dating, Andreas developed the Circus Question, a single powerful prompt that cuts through the noise to reveal meaningful compatibility. This sparked the Circology Framework, which has evolved from his coaching into a consumer app in beta, empowering daters to explore connections in a unique, fresh, and playful way. You can find out more about Andreas's revolutionary work in the show notes. During this conversation, Andreas shares the circus question with us and carries out his assessment on me. You'll not want to miss his analysis because it was so spookily accurate, it left me speechless. He also dives into the greatest challenges singles face in finding love right now and explains how tools like psychology can make the process more hopeful and intentional, cutting through the noise of dating apps and traditional matchmaking. He explains the biggest misconceptions people have about compatibility and the truth behind what it really involves. Want to know how relationships work best? Andreas breaks it down into 3 simple roles and so much more. You are about to get the whole RLT, aka relationship talk, so you're going to want to watch the entire episode. I hope you'll find this conversation as enlightening as I did. And remember to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell. I'm Teresha Young, your international wellness and relationship coach. Enjoy, take notes, and get ready to apply all key messages you take away today. Hello, Andreas. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me, Teresha. I'm good. We're all in England, so it's cold.
It is, yes. So at the time of recording, this is the winter time and it has suddenly gone really cold, which you kind of expect, but it's been a bit of a sudden transition, in my opinion. So, but yes, but we are here and I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being a guest on the show. This is going to be such a different vibe. I'm so looking forward to it, Andres, because it's I'm not going to give the game away. Let's wait. Let's get into it. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of our conversation, I would love for you to share with the audience a bit more about who you are, what you do, and what led you to be a CEO, dating and relationship coach, and mentor.
Well, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is a mouthful.
Yeah, no. Well, yes. I formed Circology last year, and Circology is the name for my framework, which evolved from my own dating 16 years ago. When I became single 16 years ago, I was looking for my life partner. I was quite old, and and I'm looking for a partner for a serious relationship to have kids with.
Yeah.
So there I was in my late 40s on the dating apps thinking, wow, this is great. So I thought I've got to devise some kind of system to find my ideal partner. Because with being on Tinder, for example, you're just swiping, sometimes getting no replies, sometimes getting loads of replies. Well, I wasn't getting that many. And I was thinking, this is a bit weird because I think I should be matching with these people. Anyway, the bottom line was everyone's getting inundated with inboxes, messages. So you have to stand out. So I devised the Circus Question, which was my opener and also my key to unlocking compatibility. So I'm shortcutting everything here. Devise the Circus Question. That was my opener. For example, hello, Teresha. I'm Andreas. Lovely to meet you. You look great. I don't know, you were on holiday in Rome. You look great in Rome, looking at your profile. I'm really curious to know your answer to this question. And I'd fire away the question. And of course, everything changed for me because women actually liked that approach because it was a great opener. It wasn't your stereotypical, hey, babes, you look great, boring, 100 of those. It was a question that made them think and made them give me an answer and helped me identify compatibility. And it's evolved over the years and thousands of questions, and me becoming a dating coach because of it. Because the people I was rejecting from compatibility point of view were saying to me, look, I know we're not compatible. You've just made that clear. And I really appreciate that because it's true. This is what I need. This is what you need. I appreciate that. Can you help me? And I'm like, I wasn't a dating coach then. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. This is fun. And it became serious.
Yeah.
And now I'm a dating coach full time. Well, full time amongst other things I do. But yeah, I was a radio DJ. I was a club DJ. I had my own nightclubs. This was before I became single. But yeah, basically I've done lots of different things. I studied architecture. That's where I came from. My background is architecture. Okay. So I like frameworks. I like problem solving. I like spatial design. So me in the dating scene was kind of like doing that. Let's figure out how we're going to make this work. And now I help other people find their ideal partner and identify toxicity, which is key because we all fancy people. Yes. The problem is we can often fancy, or more often than not, and I've done it, is fancy the wrong person, because if I fancy you and you show me interest, I think, hey, I've made it. I'm in there. Typical, I'm in there. So what do? I follow on and I go to dinner and then we fall in love and then we get married and we have kids and then we realize we weren't compatible in the first place.
Yes.
And I've been there, done that, worn that t-shirt.
Yeah.
Too many times.
Yeah. I think many of us have.
Yeah. So nothing's 100% in this world. Nothing's perfect. But the opportunity of actually giving yourself a little edge, you know, like athletes do and like footballers do, just have that little edge, makes you a winner. So when I coach my clients and my people that I teach my Circology Framework to, they become confident in identifying their right partners.
Wow.
And I mean, I mainly coach women.
Yes.
So that gives them that superpower to attack the dating sites, real life, in a bar, in a club, meets, speed dating. I'm doing lots of consultancy for speed dating at the moment.
Okay.
Where I'm basically, when people are registering, I'm asking the question and then we're curating the people into groups that would be more suitable with each other or not. So you're kind of creating mixers around the right types.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, for example, if you want blonde blue eyes, you get that. But we also give you blonde blue eyes that's going to be compatible with you.
That word, compatibility. So you can have that with the other features that you're looking for. Before we get into the circus question, because I cannot wait for you to share this with me, because when I heard of this question, it was so unique, it was so original, and it really piqued my curiosity and interest. You have spoken about toxicity. You've spoken about the apps like Tinder and maybe matching issues that people can have. Dating in today's world can feel so chaotic. It really can. There's ghosting, there's toxicity, as you spoke about, there's shifting expectations as well. From your perspectives as a coach and a matchmaker, what are some of the greatest challenges singles face in finding love right now? And then how can tools like Circology inspire more hope and intentionality, I suppose, behind dating?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the problem is choice. You know, with anything in this world right now, if you're not sure, if you've got 10 choices, you probably don't commit because you're thinking, I don't want to make a mistake. So I'm sport for choice. And that goes with cars, that goes with jumpers, that goes with everything in this world. So what do? We look at reviews. If you're on Amazon, you look at star ratings and you think, oh, that's better star rating. That must be better than that one. And sometimes they are. And you read reviews. And that's one way of filtering things. But when you're dating, who do you ask?
Exactly.
Your friends? Most of your friends aren't really around at the time. And most of us, I mean, with all due respect, I'm not going to be swiping left or right and asking my friends, what do you think of her?
Yeah.
I might once I start dating go, look, this is the girl I'm going out with for dinner, and oh, she's lovely, isn't she?
Yeah.
You might get an opinion, but the bottom line is, while you're doing the filtering, let's call it that,
Yeah.
you're just going by taste. And what do you know? I fancied someone, and my modus operation was basically, I'm going to get that girl and I'm going to make her mine.
Yeah.
That was the bottom line. And I normally did because, personality helps. But if she fancies me, I'm 100%, I am going to get that girl and I'm going to make her mine. The problem was I didn't value the reality that she possibly wasn't right for me and I wasn't right for her.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I coined a term, and I call it co-selection, where we're responsible when we're dating. When I coach people, I help them understand this. I help you appreciate that you're responsible in your dating for the person that you're trying to date, or before you start dating, identifying whether you're right for them and they're right for you. And if one doesn't match, then it's incompatibility, right?
Yes.
It's not just, I fancy you, I'm going to get you. Listen, if it's casual, it's casual. But if we're talking serious relationship, and that's where you get hurt. Most of the time, people get hurt in a serious relationship. In a casual relationship, you can take it or leave it, can't you? I mean, obviously, you can get hurt, but I meant traumatized from emotional, trauma and narcissism. And like you said, ghosting is ghosting.
Yeah.
People talk to you one minute and disappear the next.
Exactly.
That's, you take
Communication's dire.
Yeah, that's the lack of respect online at the moment is diabolical. That's all I keep hearing. I mean, my oldest client is 72, believe it or not, and she's a lovely lady. And imagine, it's a new world for her. Do you know what I mean? I mean, she didn't become single yesterday. It's been a few years now, but try helping someone like that that's always dated in the old style. It was bad enough for me in late 40s.
Yeah.
Imagine what it's like for them. And matchmakers are doing really well at the moment because they do what I help people identify, is basically bring someone, get your needs and your wants, and then find someone that matches those needs and wants and bring them to the table and go, right, you can date this guy because he is pretty much, I mean, you've watched Celebs Go Dating. They bring people and match people, and that's all a matchmaker does.
Yes.
They get paid loads of money.
Yeah. To be able to bring two people together. So there's
It's a safety thing as well, though. I have to say it's a safety thing as well, because they are checking people out, and if they say they've got money and they're solvent, they're not skint, they're not on the, on, dare I say, on benefits, sitting there on benefits, pretending they've got a Porsche and whatever, and hoodwinking people and basically taking all their money. They're checking them out. So there is a benefit to it. But for people that can't afford a matchmaker, what do you do?
Exactly. What do you do? Especially when you talk about compatibility and the necessity for that. So what are some of the misconceptions regarding compatibility then that you've come across in your experience?
Well, I'll give you a scenario which is interesting, because I always ask my clients, and usually they're women mostly, and I say to them, listen, you're sitting in a bar on your own, and a guy comes over to you and he says, hi, my name's James, puts his arm out, his hand out, and he goes, can I buy you a drink? What is he asking for? What does he want from you? And honestly, 9 out of 10 women that I coach in the last 15, 16 years have said, well, I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks I'm thirsty. Really?
Okay.
So if compatibility boiled down to common sense, the answer would be no, he doesn't think you're thirsty. He hopes you're thirsty and you want a drink off him because he wants to chat you up.
He wants to have a conversation, yeah. He's an opener.
That is going to lead to something, whether he's single or married or indifferent. He is wanting to get to know you for a specific reason.
Yeah.
And so if we talk about compatibility and common sense, they don't align most of the time.
Okay.
That's the amazing thing that I found. And you from your background, you must see that all the time.
Yes.
Surely. You think, come on. And this is why I think this stuff should be taught in schools. Because if you're talking safety, letting a stranger buy you a drink has connotations, because you don't know, you might pop to the loo and he pops something in your drink, and next thing you know, you're going, please take me home. And I know 2 scenarios that's happened. So safety, common sense, compatibility is all about alignment, really. And if I'm
Yes.
dating right now, it's all about aligning your values, aligning your emotional maturity, your love languages. There's loads of different things you can look for in
There
compatibility,
is. And also,
including living in the same town if you need to,
yeah, yeah,
have kids.
exactly. Yeah. So I have a feeling that this is going to lead us more into your framework because this is where we're going to start touching on how powerful psychology is. There was something that I did want to explore though, before we move on to it, was your terminology of co-selection. And I think that's so important because of a lot of the time when we go into the dating world, we are assessing the other person, but not necessarily assessing how we feel in that experience
Mm.
and necessarily what we want to gain from that experience. We can go back and we have a reflection. Did they like me? You know, were they into me? They offered me a drink. I wasn't thirsty. What does that mean? But it's kind of, we don't take enough time to sit back and say, but how did I feel in that experience? And is this something that your framework touches more upon? I think this is a great way for us to talk more about your framework and how it is actually revolutionizing the dating world.
Thank you. Right. Okay. Let's leading on from what you're saying.
Yes.
I believe we all fit into three types of persona in a relationship. You're either a leader,
Hmm.
you're a supporter,
Hmm.
or you're a collaborator sharer. So all of us fit into those three modes. Okay. So you either like to support in a relationship, or you like to lead or direct in a relationship, or you like to share with your partner. And I call it switch, but that has kind of other connotations. But switch in the
Okay.
sense of sometimes you lead, sometimes I lead, sometimes I support. You can rely on each other. That is the modern day relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Since the 60s, 70s, when women started having proper careers and were competing with men on a level playing field, although people don't think it's a level playing field, women are just as entitled to lead a relationship as men are
Mm.
and be supported just like men are in the
Yeah.
traditional sense. But more often or not, a woman wants to be sharing and collaborating. So they
Mm.
don't really just want to be the leader, the traditional male role, and they don't want to be the supporter, the traditional female role. But
Mm.
there are relationships that like that. And there are
Okay.
people out there that absolutely that's what they want. They either
Hmm.
want to be a leader, they don't want to lead, they want to be a supporter. Let's call it the traditional role. The man goes out to work, the woman stays at home, makes babies, looks after the cave, a traditional
Hmm.
cave, and makes the house amazing. And that's a big enough job on its own. And that's
Yes.
the support role.
Uh-huh.
Or both partners go out to work, both partners have got roles where they sometimes one earns more than the other. It doesn't matter. They share, they have the same mortgage, they pay for the mortgage together, they share all the roles in the house. And it's on a spectrum. This is
Mm.
what I believe. We're on a spectrum. So you have the extreme one end, which is the macho man and the lady or the woman at home, and she doesn't care about a career. Her career is making the home. That's more important to her than anything else and having kids. So that's the traditional extreme, okay?
Mm.
And in the middle, you've got the variations of the woman that perhaps wants to depend on a man sometimes, but wants the full autonomy and respect and independence that her career gives her and
Mm.
bring that to home as well. But she still wants to be the woman who wants to be taken in the bedroom
Yes.
by the alpha male. And I use that
Yeah.
term lightly because everyone these terms alpha female, alpha
Yeah.
male.
There's so many. Yeah.
It's yeah. What I'm trying to relate to is roles that are actually straightforward because alpha male doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could mean 10 different things. I mean, I hear alpha female, and then I talk to the woman, and she says, "Well, I want to be a traditional, woman looked after by the man." I say, "Okay, well, what's this term alpha? What does it mean to you?"
Yeah.
She goes,
Exactly.
"Well, I just want to be a woman that's respected." And I go, "Well, that doesn't make you an alpha female, not in the real straight, the sense of the word. The way people are using it is like I'm a CEO, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm,
Absolutely.
I'm an alpha female, and I
Yeah.
hate the term, and I hate the male term as well."
Mm. Yeah.
Because no one's better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. There's a lot of confusion. I think it causes a lot of confusion because people are trying to fit so many different molds, and we just need to keep it simple, which is why I like the three personalities that you described there, or the three, characteristics. So
Our three roles, yeah.
the three roles. So how do you feel relationships work best then? Is there a particular role that works best in relationships or
Well, okay. If we take the term likes attract
mm,
and opposites attract, yeah. So we hear that opposites attract. Well,
yes,
opposites are masculine, feminine, extreme. So they're the
yes.
opposites. Likes attract are similars
Mm,
who, like I said, are the sharers collaborators.
yes.
So if we, I'm using those terms loosely, but we're on the spectrum. So we've got the extreme, and then we've got all the bits in the middle, and all those bits in the middle, you might be somewhere on that spectrum, and I might be somewhere on that spectrum. But identifying where you are actually helps you identify what kind of extremity you want
Mm,
in a partner. Whether you want them extremely dominant or leading you, or whether you want them kind of just there, dependable when I need them,
mm.
right? But if you start to talk to someone and start interviewing them like that, the first thing you're going to get is BS, because they're going to think, oh, what does she want me to be? How does she want
Yes.
me to be? Does she want a guy that's going to lead her?
Yes.
So they're guessing and they're playing games.
Yes.
So I think it's better to have something that goes under the radar, hence the question, because you're asking something that's quite whimsical of
Yes.
someone, and they're not quite, because they don't know what your answer to the question is. They haven't got a Danny LaRue. And by the way, to all the all the non-English speakers from England, Danny LaRue means a clue, right?
Yes.
What is going on? And if I said to you right now, what star sign are you, Teresha?
I'm Pisces.
You're Pisces. Now that tells me something, because I've always dated Pisces, Cancer, yeah,
The
Earth. So I'm
waters.
an Earth sign, Virgo,
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
and that's compatible. And listen, I'm not an astrologer, but on a basic level, all my really serious relationships have been, water signs.
Yes.
I'm an Earth sign. I'm a Virgo. Perfect, because there's something in that mix of earth and water that
Mm,
really flows comfortably,
it does.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you follow astrology deeply, then there's a lot more to it. But if you on a basic level, I've just asked you a question, you've answered it, you didn't know what I was. So
No?
if I was trying to date you, that would be a tick from my point of view, because I think, oh yeah, I get along with Pisces.
Yeah.
And then we continue to date, or the questions or whatever. But that's not really that deep,
No.
because all it does is scratches the surface.
Mm,
That doesn't tell me what role you want in that
exactly.
relationship. Now I
Yeah.
know what I am. I'm a natural leader, but I'm not an extreme leader.
Mm.
I'm on the I'm on the cusp of balanced sharing, collaboration, and
Okay.
leadership. That's where I am. So
Yes.
if I'm trying to identify my ideal female partner, how do I ask that? How do I
Yes.
say, look, listen, Teresha, do you like
Yes.
a man that kind of, he's the man, is a
Yeah.
gentleman, will open the doors, will care for you, will make you feel
Oh,
safe and whatever.
oh,
Yeah, that all adds up.
yeah.
But you might be saying, yeah, 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 because you like the look of me.
Mm,
Of course, you're going to say, yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
But the truth is, maybe you don't. Maybe that isn't what you. So we're trying to identify something that's unconscious,
Mm,
right? So
yes.
that's leading to the question now.
Yes. So that is leading to the question of how do we get to that unconscious level then? And not the yes, 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 yes. This must be the circus question. It has to
That's
be the
right.
circus. I would absolutely love for you to share with the audience this circus question because I absolutely love it. Over to you, Andreas.
Okay. Right, everyone. I mean, I know you've heard this before, but
Mhm.
everyone listening right now, if you want to focus on my voice and what I'm saying to you, you can close your eyes and imagine you're at a circus. Imagine the lights, the sounds, the smells, the fun, the laughter, the thrills, and suspense. Now, imagine for a moment if you were one of the acts or performers, which act or performer would you be and why? Anytime you're ready. And if you're at home, write it down.
Yes.
Briefly write what you're doing, what you imagine you're doing. Okay, Teresha, over to you.
Okay. So when I first answered this question, and I'm not going to say the official term because I cannot ever say it, but it is the person who operates the trapeze. That was the circus role that I would be playing. And the reason why I chose that is because I have felt that throughout my life, it's been a balancing act. Walking a tightrope and just doing my best to balance to get to the other side. And that was the first one that came to me, is that I try my best. I absolutely try my best, keep going, but life is life in, and it takes some navigation and a balancing act with everything that I do in my life. So that was the first thing that came to me when you asked me that question.
Why do you think that came into your head? Why? I mean, have you tried it? Are you comfortable with heights?
I would not try it ever. I have not tried it, and I would not plan on trying it either. It was just the idea, the concept of it. And you know, even when you're saying that word height as well, you know, sometimes it does feel like you are navigating the extremes in life. And even being off the ground can feel quite unsteadying and unnerving. I'm I know I'm a water sign, but typically I like to feel grounded. I do like to feel grounded. And that juggling act can make me feel a little bit elevated sometimes, but I'm trying my best to keep going and to balance it all. Sometimes it feels like I'm spinning plates.
I see you're doing all types of things up there then.
Oh gosh, yeah, exactly. This is why it's all in my mind and not in real life.
Just as a person, are you a multitasker?
Yes.
Extreme multitasker.
Yes, I am. Yes. But I do it,
so you've
I'm
kind of summarized in
organized.
a way the kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm an organized multitasker. So, for example, my day will involve multiple tasks, but I'm a completer finisher too. So I will finish one thing before I move on to the next task.
Okay. Well, that's it. If you imagine the metaphor in relation to you being a tightrope walker, you've just described exactly what that person doing the tightrope would have to do, one task at a time, and finish it before they could start another. So if they're on the rope and they're juggling plates, spinning plates on, they'd have to stop doing that, then do the next bit.
Yes.
They're multi-talented. They're extreme in the sense of that's a bit crazy, but that's a bit like what the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
So we're painting a picture, you're giving me an unconscious picture of what kind of personality you are.
Yes.
By what you've chosen. How the question works, and I'll explain how the question works, is it identifies your unconscious truth in your role of relationship. Why? Because in the first part of the question is giving you an opportunity to paint an image in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it lets your mind imagine is the embedded command that, and in NLP we use embedded commands to extract information. And that's what we're doing here. Imagine, let your mind run crazy and pick something for you, whether you can do it or not.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, it coincides with that person or that act, your association, by association, you are drawn to it, and it's strangely similar to your personality. Not that you're going to do tightrope walking, but let me explain. The tightrope walker is completely blinkered. They're looking at the other end of the rope, or they look at one thing at the other end. You don't see them kind of do that because they start.
No.
Wobbling.
Oh gosh, wobbly.
But they basically are focused. This is who you are. You're focused. You're goal orientated. You see everything as black and white, A to B, right? Because if you can't see it as grey, because you start feeling a bit insecure.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
A bit like scientists. Scientists have yes and no. It's all predictors. It's yes, no. It's right or it's wrong.
Yeah.
There is no grey area in science. There's no
Yes.
maybes. It either
Yeah.
works or it doesn't.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your mind thinks like that as well. Okay. So you go for a task and you complete it, you nail it, and then you move to the next one. So it might be completely different. Okay. So you've showed me who you are.
Yeah.
Now, how does this work now? Right. With the Circology Framework, I created that to help you move from what your role is
Yeah.
to find who's compatible for you using a numbering system. So I've given you a score, because your role, and I think you're a 6.5. If we talk about a lion tamer being the extreme leader,
Yeah.
and the lion being the extreme supporter, lion tamer 9, lion 1, perfect 10. 9 and 1 makes 10. Perfect
Okay.
relationship in terms of the show, but also in terms of compatibility.
I see.
Right? There's a lot more to the compatibility, but we'll get there. And I'm trying to not elaborate by shortcutting everything.
Yeah.
You're a person that likes to be in control of your own self, because when you're up on that tightrope, you're singular, you're independent. You love to be independent and in control of your own balance, your own life, your own future, your own everything. But if you meet someone that gives you the wobble, you give them the elbow, right? Straight away. Because you can't carry people on your back. You know what I mean? Right? They have to appreciate you're goal orientated, you're focused, and you do not want to be pushed or wobbled. You need a mature relationship or emotionally mature, physically mature, in every way mature, that understands you and is not making you wobble.
Yes.
Right? Often that can seem like you're aloof, because if someone's talking to you and you're looking straight ahead, it might look like you're not listening. You are, right? They might be like, "Hey, Teresha, why, you're not focused?" Yeah, I can do more than one thing at a time. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Now, putting you as a 6.5 over the 16 years, I've given each role a score. Some of them are very obvious. Horse rider leads the horse.
Yes.
They ride it. Horse trainer leads the horse and the horse rider. Elephant rider, elephant. Those are obvious. Magician, magician's assistant. They're obvious. They're ideal interpersonal relationships where you're working well together. Two chefs in a kitchen, there's always a leader and there's a support chef, and you make an amazing meal. Yeah. We need that balance, whether it's extreme or it's completely balanced. The flying trapeze is perfectly timed. Traditionally, a woman swings in, she lets go, and the man catches her and swings off. Traditionally, a man and a woman. I get lots of guys say, "I want to be the flying trapeze jumper." And they're like, "I don't know why. I'm wearing a sparkling outfit." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're laughing and they're going, but what is going on here? And I go, "Okay, well, you like a woman who leads you."
Yes.
But it's consensual, and it's not a case of like,
just sitting down and doing nothing.
Yeah. Basically, you're both independent. You're coming together, but you like her direction. So she's slightly more directive than you. You like to be not told what to do. That's not the lion and the lion tamer.
Yeah.
And you do get quite a few women, dare I say, CEOs, alpha females who are lion tamers.
Okay.
And they like to direct the relationship. We're not talking abuse. It's just they want a man that listens to what they say and does as they're told.
Okay.
We used to have a program in the UK called George and Mildred.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Margaret Thatcher and what's his name? Whatever his name was, her husband, the Queen and Prince Philip. She certainly was the mouthpiece and the leader, even though reluctantly he supported her. That's a good example. So there are women in society that actually are either born to lead or become leaders, and it's nothing wrong with that. if it works for you, and this is why the unconscious truth here is important. So you would be a 6.5 and you're looking for a 3.5. So you're looking for a guy, ideally.
Yes.
Yeah. If you were dating or you were single and you're dating or you could be married, you would be identifying a partner, if it's successful, that listens to you and supports you in every way possible.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that, they're giving you money and that's it. I'm talking about emotional support. I'm talking about allowing you to shine. You're the star. They want to look up to you.
Yeah.
And it's not gender relative.
Yes.
It could be two men, it could be two women, it could be, like I said, flipping the roles where the woman is leading and the man is supporting. And they're all important roles and nothing is wrong. They're all perfectly balanced.
Okay.
So if you're on a dating pool and you're looking for a supporter, then ask the question. If you get somebody that is in a support role, then there's potential there.
Yes.
But if you, for example, were dating and you were looking and you were looking out now and you met a lion tamer, I would say that would be a bit dangerous because they would want to control you. There'd be a 9. If you had the 9 and 6.5 together, that would be 15.5.
Yes.
Anything over a 13 combined score, 13 is overwhelming.
Okay.
You don't want to be controlled.
No.
You would be pushing back. That would be toxicity because what would happen? Your hot Mr. Lion Tamer might look great on your arm and he might take you on amazing holidays and your friends might go, oh my God, he's amazing, Teresha.
Yeah.
The problem is he would stifle your autonomy. And that would be the make and break up of your relationship. Because what was hot and you went for, then you realize you're incompatible. I use another analogy with my coaching. And I say, look, we all start off this relationship. We're absolutely buzzing. We meet the person. We think, oh my God, I've met a gorgeous woman or man or whatever. And to me, it's like you're both going on a road trip in 2 separate cars. And you're playfully racing each other and you're like excited, you're waving at each other and one's cutting in on the other and it's all fun. Fantastic. But as you go into that journey down the road, and we're talking down the road of life, at some point you're going to lose each other.
Yeah.
Because you cannot, I don't know if you've ever followed anyone in a car through town or through the motorway or whatever.
Yes.
There is no way you can keep up with each other. And
exactly.
That's how I see this happening when you're incompatible. When you're incompatible, it starts off great and you gradually drift apart. And then you realize you've lost each other.
Yeah.
And you're either resenting them for not keeping up or they're resenting you for running off. Right? Whereas an ideal relationship or a foundation is if you're in the same car, you really like each other, you are compatible, but you're imperfect because we all are imperfect. And as you go, I mean, you've been in a car with a boyfriend, I'm sure you have, and you're going on a road trip, and that could be just literally a couple of hours drive, and you're going to have arguments along the way. Why didn't we stop and look at that view? Why didn't we? And life is like you're going along on this journey with your partner, and then all of a sudden you've got, there's a couple of kids in the back. Wow, that's got its own complications. And then you have a flat tire, and that's conflict resolution. And you start arguing, or you shouldn't have gone that route. That's why you burst the tire. And I told you to go this way. And these are the things that happen in life. But if you resolve those issues, because you're in the same car and you're going in the same direction, you get to your destination in the end by navigating life's ups and downs. So if you start at a foundation, which is what Circology does, it identifies compatibility right at the beginning and identifies toxicity right at the beginning. You avoid toxicity and follow potential. Nothing's 100%. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing is 100%. But if you're from 50-50, because you're just guessing when you meet someone, to 80, 90%, it's very different. And when I coach people and I say, okay, you need to only date from this zone. So if you were dating, you'd be dating from add them up 13. So you're probably dating from about 15, so 5.5 down to 8 downwards is dangerous as well, because that becomes underwhelming. You don't want a
Okay.
guy that's not
Yes.
supporting you enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't want a pushover.
Mm.
So you kind of want, you want a 3.5,
Yes.
2.5. One starts to get a bit needy and clingy.
Mm.
In your case, they would. And you don't really want that. The lion tamer wants that.
Yes.
The lion tamer is insecure. And the lion tamer is insecure if they're getting pushback. They're not insecure if they've got someone that listens to them and does as they're told, because they're actually fulfilling their needs. There needs
Yes.
to be heard, and there needs to be free, and there needs to be safe, and there needs to, all these things that people, whatever adjective you want to say in the end, people have lists. They come to me and they say, I've got a list. These are my wants. And they go,
Yes.
okay, those are your wants. What are your needs? And they go, needs. And I go, yeah, what are your deal breakers? Don't give me 6 foot high.
Yes.
If he's
Yeah.
5 foot 11 and a half, does that mean he's no good?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me, I don't know, green eyes and not blue eyes or whatever. Let's not be superficial. If the guy is perfect in every other aspect and is slightly off that mark, that's not a deal breaker. Yeah. But your needs are what you need, and think about what they need as well. What are you offering in a relationship? Like, for example, if you can cook, that's a really good thing. A lot of guys absolutely love that. They might want to share the cooking,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean, don't you? If
I
you
do.
if you can't cook and you need someone that will cook for you, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Just
Exactly.
ask for a guy that cooks.
This is so fascinating. You, in terms of what I described and my role in the circus, to what you have unpacked there was scarily accurate. Scarily accurate. I cannot. I was sitting here gobsmacked. So I didn't say anything. I was just listening because I was so fascinated by what you were
I could
saying
I
there.
could elaborate even more, but we haven't
I,
got much
we
time.
haven't got much time because I think that what you have unpacked there and uncovered in that short space of time for me just talking very briefly about it was absolutely mind-blowing.
Can I
So,
add one more thing very
of course
quickly?
you can.
We talked about the power dynamic, which was
Yes,
the leading and the supporting or whatever, and that's the balance of power, right?
yes.
The balance of power is not always abuse of power. Okay, so let's be clear: the lion tamer and the lion, that's a consensual, balanced relationship, which is imbalanced,
Yes.
balanced by being imbalanced. Just like, that's the yin and the yang, the
Yeah.
opposites. Whereas today's modern relationships tend to be more balanced, as in balanced. Okay,
Mm.
it's a bit difficult when you're using too many balances, but
Mm.
there's another element that's important in psychology, is identifying masculine and feminine essence and
Ah,
energy. And I know it's a bit of a buzz term at the moment, but the reality is this, right? The 9 is more masculine, the
yes.
1 is more feminine. The 9 is the doing, the 1 is the being, right? The masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, right? Now, what we've got here, though, is you're a 6.5.
Yeah.
What does that tell me? You're not your extreme masculine and you're not your extreme feminine. You're able, though, Teresha, to move between the masculine and the feminine very comfortably. We're all a mix and a spectrum of energy that's masculine and feminine. But
Yes.
if you were stuck on the 9 end of the spectrum, you find it very difficult to tap into your feminine side.
Mm.
Not because you might be gay, I'm talking
Mhm.
about as a man now,
Yeah.
but because you find it really difficult to let go of the macho side of life. Yeah. You're the lad in the pub who doesn't talk about girly stuff, can't really whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
If that's the way you are, that's the way you are. Just like if you're extreme feminine and you don't want to, you just want a man that's a man. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's the
Yeah.
traditional roles. Very primal, but the masculine feminine essence has become very important in modern society now, because we're acknowledging that we are more of a mix. I'm a ringmaster, by the way, and I'm a
Okay.
7 on the spectrum, the
Yes.
polarity spectrum, and I'm going to glance you that. That's my polarity spectrum, and
Wow.
it's
Okay.
on my app. It's too much to go into. There's 53 roles and acts and sideshows and everything else in the circus there, including ticket sellers and circus activists and all of that. There's loads of different.
Wow.
People do pick it. People say to me, look, I've got you. I don't like anything in the circus. In fact, I hate the circus because of this, and this reason. I say, right, okay, circus activist, you're a 7. And they go, what? I go, well, you like to be in control of your relationship, not extremely, but you like to, you value your rights.
Okay.
You know, you'll die for your rights. You'll glue yourself to the tarmac. You'll fight for climate change. You'll fight for circus. You let the animals go. Yeah, I am. But you need a partner who supports you. You don't want a partner that goes, you're a freedom fighter. You're a liberal. I don't want to know you. Liberals want liberals as partners. Okay. Correct? So anyway, there's so many different roles. So I just thought I'd mention the masculine and feminine essence because, you know, I talk about that a lot now because people are starting to understand it a bit more. I tap into my masculine. Yes. The feminine side can be very creative. Okay.
Yes.
Right. My background in architecture was very structured, science and art based. So I did both. I did science as in building buildings and art as in making them look nice. So I come from both sides. So I value the masculine essence and the feminine essence. And I'm able to go and watch football with the guys.
Yeah.
Talk about the boxing the other weekend, whatever. And I can be with a group of girls chatting about and bringing parenthood and how I birthed my 2 kids at home. Yes. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And they're like, what are you? Yeah, I got blood all over my hands. So what? You know, but
yes,
that's a very feminine thing to do and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And it's a principle that I very much have been leaning more into in terms of my feminine energy. As you said, 6.5 means that, I'm very intentional about leaning into my feminine essence because it's not necessarily something that is automatically for me because I'm on the middle ground of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But fancy you saying we don't have time to unpack it today, but I know you said that you were the ringmaster. And when I spoke to my community and I said that I was going to have a conversation with you and I mentioned what the question was, I had quite a few people come back, but these were 2 that really stood out for me. So one person did say I'd be the ringmaster because I like to feel in control and bring everything together. I want to be the one who creates the atmosphere and holds the space for others to shine. The other one said I'd be the clown. Not because I don't take life seriously, but because I love making people laugh and helping others feel at ease, even in tough situations. So I don't know, are they common roles that people take on?
Yeah. I mean, look, they're all common. That's the reality. Obviously, there's few that are very, very seldom. Like I've had one sword swallower. And as soon as you hear sword swallow, you go, oh, yeah, that is an act. I remember seeing one of those people doing that. It was on Britain's Got Talent recently. There was a guy sticking a sword down his throat. But what I'm saying is, clown and ringmaster are one of the more common ones. It isn't about what's more common. It's about what's important to you. So let me elaborate. Your ringmaster friend, and it doesn't matter whether they're male or female, but if they were male or female and they were a ringmaster, they generally are very comfortable with organizing people. They're great talkers. They love variety. They love the opportunity to educate and help people. They multitask very well, whether it's chaotic or not. They organize well because I'm organized chaos. I daren't show you my desk because it looks like it's chaotic. It looks like a professor in Oxford's like all piled up books and papers and all over the place. Yeah, it's organized chaos. If you say to me, where's that? And I will go and find it. My wife says, where's our marriage certificate for arguments? Not on the desk, but, and I'll go, it's in that pile halfway down, pull it out. And she, how did you remember that?
The coordinates.
Yes, exactly. And what ringmasters do, they're very good at being eloquent. They're very good at, they can be conning people because they're very good at selling. They're very good at selling. Basically, they could be good con men, but they could be good teachers. And what ringmasters do, they handle all the egos in the circus. So you've got the clown, let's say, he wants to be important, and so does the lion tamer, and so does the elephant rider, and so does the strongman, and so they all want to be important.
Yeah.
But you know what? The ringmaster says, right, you're going there, there, and I'm going to introduce you. And of course, they're the best. They're the best lion tamer. They're the best this, and they make them feel good. So we're good at that, but we're also aware that we could be great at anything we do. But that's one of the problems as well, because we get bored very easily. Yeah, well, that's the dangerous part. You know, the jack of all trades and master of none. I've tried loads of different things because I love variety. And I always get to the point where I think that's about as best as I can do that. And then I kind of go, right, next. And I have to admit, at the time, it was frustrating. But now I look back and I've got, wow, I've got this colourful life.
Yes.
And all my friends that have had the same career for 30 years, 40 years now, they'd turn around and say to me, you're so lucky. You've done this, you've done that, you've done it. And I'm the one thinking, Jesus, I don't know about that. I always thought I was kind of like, why am I changing direction again? Anyway, so the clown, interestingly, on a scale of 9 to 1, the clown is 8.5.
Okay.
The clown is all about emotional control. They wear a mask.
Yes.
That mask is often a happy face. And what the clowns do, they entertain, they make you have fun, they make you believe that everything is great.
Yeah.
But behind the mask is often sadness. Like John Lennon would say, it would be, I'm crying inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're emotional. Now, what they do is they give you happiness, they make you fall in love with them, they often love bomb.
Yeah.
In reality, they often love bomb. They give the affection to get it back. Right? So they don't crack a whip. They use the heart and the emotions, and they make you think, oh my God, he's so funny. Yeah, he's so funny. He's amazing personality. But what clowns do is they need an emotional reset. So what they do is they go home, they take off the mask, and like metaphorically take off the mask, and then they want to be quiet. And they sit in a corner and they go, they read a book, or they watch a film, or they do nothing. And the partner will come up to them and they'll go, hey, honey, you all right? And they go, yeah, I'm fine. You have to know to leave the clown alone when they want to be left alone, because that's their reset. And let them come back to you when they're ready to entertain you again. So that kind of dual personality, the mask, is very Gemini, by the way, can be quite difficult to manage if you don't get a supporter that understands. So what does the clown need? Their ideal partner in the circus is the audience. Someone that looks up to the clown, thinks they're amazing. They applaud them. You're fantastic. Imagine all the comedians that you know, any comedian that you know, they've probably got a really supportive partner that adores them, that lets them be the star.
Yes.
Doesn't want to override their importance in that respect.
Yes.
Right? In real life and in imagination. If you think about it. Yeah, they're the one, the clown wants to be the larger in life. So they need someone that does that. They can date another clown. The problem is what the clowns do in the circus. They push each other over, they throw buckets of confetti at each other. They kind of do things to win over the audience. So there's conflict. So as with most of the acts, if you met another tightrope walker, it wouldn't be terrible. That's a 13. Right? 6.5, 6.5. You'd be compatible in the fact that you understand each other. Someone has to compromise, though, because you can't just have complete, perfectly matched compatibility.
Yes.
At some point, if it's masculine, feminine, for example, you can share completely if that works for you. But you have to be careful that if you know each other too well, that's friend zoning. But also, if you need something more, are you going to get it from someone that's identical to you?
Yes.
So you have to navigate that quite carefully as well.
Oh, this
Great
is
for work, by the way. Great for work. Because I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I've been developing a number of professional apps.
Mm.
So I've got the consumer app and I've got the professional apps, which are matchmakers, coaches, and HR or talent development professionals. So
Hmm.
that is not about love, but it's
Yes.
about relationships at work.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of companies now that have been testing what I'm talking about using the Circology Framework for team building.
Okay.
So when you get in it, we talked about relationships being one of the three areas.
Yeah.
Well, you have that in work as well. So you've got
Okay.
leaders, collaborators, and support. Admin
Mm.
normally, not
Yeah.
maybe the cleaner, but admin normally. And then
Yeah.
you've got the creative crew, the ones that sit around the desk and they go, oh, best bounce some ideas off and get some, strategy going. And then you've got the CEO or the top bosses, whether they're the CFOs or whatever they are, they could be the CEO. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got the leaders and they need all three components to work. So when you're
Mm.
interviewing people, you can ask the same question. And instead of for love, it's for compatibility for work.
This is incredible stuff,
So I
I
should I
have to
should
say.
send you your work related one. You'll be interested with that one.
Bring
Your
it on,
tightrope walker.
address.
Your
Oh,
tightrope
yes.
walker one is it's quite
Yeah.
extensive actually.
Oh, that would be absolutely amazing. So your app, I mean, this sounds, I'm sure there's going to be people here because even I'm thinking, okay, 6.5. So if I was on the app, how would I be matched with somebody who's going to not be over 15, for example, and,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
underwhelming. So
Okay.
yeah, how does that look?
Right. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
The app works on a basis of if I show you quickly.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want it to be all about the app, but I'll show you quickly if it that's the app.
Yeah.
At the moment it's a web-based app, so it's a link.
Hmm.
So if you hit the C, you get
Yes.
onto the page with all the sections. The
Uh-huh.
first section is basically the introduction. The second page is the circus question, as I discussed it with you. It
Hmm.
has to be exactly worded for word, so word to word, that I asked you. There's a
Okay.
reason for that. The two parts, as I said, the first part is conscious location. The second part is unconscious connection. Yeah. So your unconscious truth comes out of the second part.
Yes.
If I said to you, Teresha, who would you be? What would you be in a circus? Directly like that.
Mm.
Your answer may be conscious, which would be, well, I can't juggle. I'm scared of
Yeah.
heights. Maybe I'd be this
Yeah.
because you're consciously trying to find a role. That's not what we want.
Uh-huh.
The inquiry of the question needs to go into the unconscious, and the
Yeah.
unconscious is kind of free. It's a free spirit, and it allows us to tap into that mind. Okay, so once you've got the answer, you then go into the templates, which is basically a type form. Okay, so you
Mm.
get there and you hit start, and then you chose, what did you choose? You chose tightrope walker. You
I
scroll right
did.
the way down, A to Z, and you
Hmm.
find tightrope walker, and you hit tightrope walker, press submit, and it will come up with the name tightrope walker with a score next to it, 6.5. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. I can
Right.
indeed.
And below that, it says positive traits, negative traits. Do you know what your love language is, by the way?
Oh, the primary one is physical touch and in quality time.
Okay. Well, I've got quality time there. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can see that love
Yeah.
language. I, Dr. Gary Chapman is amazing what he does,
Mm.
but I think like a lot of things, I believe I've got two:
Yes.
quality time, physical touch. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh,
Physical touch, words of affirmation.
okay.
You threw me there. Words of affirmation. As a ringmaster, we love to be praised,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I also love quality time. Physical touch
Yes.
with my partner. I can't, I mean, I'm not talking about groping here. I'm talking about I need a connection all the time. I'm sitting on the sofa. I want to be next to her.
Yeah.
I kind of holding hands. That's my thing.
Yes. Yes.
So I need someone that kind of complements that rather than go, get off me, don't touch me.
Yeah.
That's not compatible.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want quality time
Uh-huh.
and your partner's away all the time, that's not really going to work, is it?
No. No. No.
If that quality
Location
time is
matters.
once a month, if that's once a month, if he takes
Yeah.
you away on holiday once a month and that's good enough for you, that's fine. That's your quality time. But if your quality time is every week on a Friday night, we go out for a meal, date night, that's quality time, then you've got to get that. And that's what you need. So basically these templates are basically assessments. This is the consumer one.
Yeah.
So this is the one you can get online, basically. The professional ones are more elaborate. Okay. They're much more, they're deeper kind of words I'm using now about masculine essence and, etc. So the numbering was so that we can take your number, 6.5. You can ask someone the question, and we go back into the form. You've got a guy now you're dating, and you find a guy. Just pick a role, any role.
Not
mine. Not
the people who throw the fire starters. Like, have you got that one?
Fire eaters. We call them.
Fire eaters. Yeah, those ones.
Where are we? My eyesight gone. Fire eater. There you go. Fire eater.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna. Can you see that fire eater?
Does it say 5? Yes.
Sorry, 8. You see, my eyesight's terrible. Okay.
And someone just saw my forehead there. Yeah, great.
Sorry. What's that?
My forehead was in the screen. But yeah, so that takes us.
Fire eater is an 8. Fire eater is all about control again for themselves. You have to be in control of the fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all about using that self-control to control relationship.
Yeah, but
so they're great little things like this are really detailed. So an 8 and a 6.5 is incompatible, I'm afraid.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah? You gotta go. You gotta go.
yeah. So great, mate, but whatever. So that would be, you'd immediately go and be ruthless.
Okay.
He's a hot guy, but this is probably not going to work. What I say to people, and I say this with clients, and obviously clients are, I still want to go on a date. And I go, okay, go on the date with your fire eater. These are the things you need to be aware of because you've got the app now and you can see the negative traits. They're reckless sometimes. Yeah. They can be impulsive. They can be intense. They can be stubborn. I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I? They could be detached. Now, those are things that amplify in a toxic relationship. They can amplify in a toxic relationship. So if your relationship is not balanced at the beginning, those things are going to come out. I'll give you an example. The lion tamer's negative traits in a toxic relationship are insecurity more than anything. So a lion tamer will be jealous. So if you're going out and you're a 6.5, you're a confident woman and you want to dress up nice and you want to show off your amazing body, right? Not necessarily flaunt it, but look good.
Yes.
The lion tamer will feel insecure because he will be thinking about all the guys that are looking at you. And he might say, Teresha, I know you look great in that, but it's making me feel uncomfortable, darling.
Yeah.
Is it all right if you wear something a little bit, cover up a bit more? Now, you will probably go, mate, come on. No, I'm going out like this. Trust me or leave me kind of thing. Yeah. Whereas the ideal partner for a lion tamer will probably go, yeah, you're right, babes. I didn't think of it like that. Get changed. Not necessarily go out frumpy, but will take their feelings into consideration.
Yes, okay.
Now, it's subtle because no one wants to feel jealous. No one wants to feel insecure.
Yeah.
But if you're making a lion tamer feel insecure and jealous, you're getting the worst out of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So for those listening to the show then, you run through the circus question and you've explained exactly why it is said in the way that it has to be said. So for clarity, if you are going out there and you're dating, you ask someone this question to establish what their persona is. You come back onto the app, have a little look, maybe, and then you can see the compatibility numbers. Scores
you're looking at 10. If you're a 6.5, you're looking for 3.5, 4.5, maximum 5.5.
Yeah.
And then down to about 8 combined. So you're looking at possibly 1.5. If you start going to lions, they tend to be very needy and clingy.
Yeah.
Right. Now, like I said, my clients often go out, regardless of my advice, they go
Yeah.
out and test it. So you'd go out with a lion tamer and you'd go, well, I think he's hot and I don't care what Andreas thinks. I'm going out and I say, listen, you know the red flags now. You've been warned. I'm not telling you I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's your little red black book,
Yeah.
the Red Sea. Go out, you're expecting this to show up.
Mm.
You go out with the lion tamer and he starts ordering for you.
Yeah.
He starts telling you what wine you're going to drink. But I drink white. No, you're having red. This red wine's brilliant. And you're like, like to think for myself.
Yes. Yeah.
You start feeling awkward. And then
Yeah.
you contact me. This is what our clients used to do many years ago. They'd contact me from the other side of the world in LA and they'd go, I'm out with a clown and he's doing this and he's doing that. What do I do? And I go, what are you again? The trapeze solo. And I go, oh my God, run. And they've been in the toilets going, oh my God, you warned me not to go out with the clown. I said, why didn't you ask before you went on the date?
Yeah.
I know it's a free meal, but you had to pay for the dress and get the makeup on and do the hair and everything else. But, and hopefully it's a free meal,
Yeah, exactly.
Clowns, the higher end of the spectrum, they tend to be more chivalrous and gentlemanlike because they want to be in control.
Yes.
So they tend to want to share.
Yeah.
They tend to want to pay.
Lead. Yeah.
I feel comfortable paying. I've never been on a date where I've gone to someone on the first date, gone, let's share.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable. I'd rather not go. And often when I was dating and I'm single, I'd say, listen, I want to take you out for a meal. It doesn't mean anything. In other words, of course it means something, but it doesn't mean I want to take you to bed. And it doesn't mean you have to commit to me. What it means is I want to get to know you properly across a table, having a discussion. And I can't do it in a bar. It's too noisy. So let's go to a restaurant and I'm paying. Okay. Get it straight there and then. I'm a gentleman. I'm paying.
Yeah.
And I've had a few people in the past say to me, well, I'm not accepting that. And I go, well, that's the way I am. That's the way I am. I'm not friend zoning here. I'm setting out my stall. This is what I want to do. I'm a provider. I like that.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that person can't buy me a drink. Doesn't mean that person can't buy me a meal one day. But first meal is mine.
Yes. I absolutely love this. I have got the link. You have provided me with the links, all of your links, and I'm going to put them in the show notes because I know for sure, Andreas, that there's going to be people here who are going to be wanting to find this out because that assessment that you've done for me was so accurate. I'm still in my mind thinking, wow. And there is power behind your question. And I absolutely love the way that you were able to elicit that from me from a place that wasn't conscious, so to speak, and it just came through. So I just want to thank you so much for actually explaining that and for coming up with a framework and the Circology framework that is actually really revolutionizing the way, because how I see it is that you are helping to set the foundation from the very start. It's taking it, and as you said, no, nothing is perfect. Of course it isn't. But what you are doing is you're helping people to be able to make a quick assessment, know your boundaries, and not waste time. Because that's what it is. The dating world can feel so saturated and people don't really feel that they have enough time to be out there. But this assessment just sounds absolutely wonderful. I'm so grateful for you coming onto the show to explain it. So as I said, I'm going to drop all of the links into the show notes so people know exactly how to pursue this even more so. But you have spoken.
And I'm curious, by the way, the two that submitted, the Ringmaster and Clown, I'm curious when they watch this back, if they want to put in the notes whether that was close or not, or whether that was them or not, or if they want to know more, people can, in the notes, just make a note at Andreas, whatever, and if I can probably follow it up with some kind of comment.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely. So I will make sure that I contact those people whose the questions were and let them know. But also there's an opportunity for this to be a conversation, people. Let's not end it here. Andreas has said that he's happy to be able to, follow up and answer questions in the show notes too. So make sure that you comment on this video. You've spoken about your journey as well. And one of the questions that I do like to ask my audience as a tradition on the show is, what is your personal definition of love? You've had this journey, Andreas. How do you define love in the terms of romance?
Okay. Well, do you know what? I get asked this a lot, and obviously I would. But the interesting thing is, I don't think my answer's stereotypical because, yes, I do believe in unconditional love.
Yes.
Okay. I believe in that love that you doesn't matter what that person does, just like a child in romantic love, my partner, within reason, doesn't matter what they do, I will still love them. That's how I want to feel about them. But my proper definition of love from my angle is the feeling of gratitude, absolute gratitude in being with that person every day and sharing quality time. That to me is more important than any other aspect. That I'm looking at that partner and thinking, thank you for coming into my life. That is my definition of romantic love. Because I believe when someone compliments you, doesn't complete you so much, in a way they do, but compliments you, they make you a better person. In every relationship that I've had, and I've had quite a few, by the way, I've been a greedy. Basically, I've been engaged, married, engaged, and now married. 4 different, people.
Yeah.
And that sounds terrible, but that was like very quick when I was younger. I always believed in this romantic thing of meet the other half and, walk off into the sunset, even at 22. And so I fall in love very easily with the right person. I thought that anyway. I've been out with some amazing people, wonderful women. Yeah. So they've not been wrong for someone else. They've been wrong for me. And I often, when I talk to clients, I say, upgrade your relationship. Think about the next relationship as an upgrade. So make yourself better. Make yourself better so that you meet someone that's compatible to you and you can grow together rather than just like sit on the sofa and go next. Do something, whatever it is, learn more about yourself. So the gratitude I feel every day for being with the person that I'm in love with now is my definition of love. And I've got 3 wonderful, I started dating, I said 16 years ago, using the Circus Question. 10 years ago, I met my now wife. We've got 3 kids under 7. And I'm on the wrong side of that age. I should be a granddad. So from my point of view, that definition of love is gratitude.
Yes. That
And
is,
you when you fall out of love, you don't feel gratitude anymore, do you?
you
You
don't.
feel like I want to get out of here as quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why there's intentionality behind gratitude and making it an intention every day to remember to be grateful because there's so much things happening in life that we can lose that sense of gratitude. And I know for me, for example, I have a gratitude practice and it's something that I'm intentional about every single day,
Brilliant.
in order to lean into that and being grateful for your partner, being grateful. I just think that's such a beautiful definition of love. And actually, I am in season 9 and well over 60 episodes now. And I believe, Andreas, that is the first time that someone has said that so straightforward gratitude, being in gratitude. So thank you for that share. I would
Thank you.
also, as a part in tradition, love for you to leave the audience with one key takeaway to help them along their journey of love, well-being, and relationships, please.
Well, a key takeaway from my point of view, and I say this to all my clients as well, is learn as much about yourself and what your needs are. Don't always just give in to it's not scarcity out there.
Yeah.
There's enough guys, I coach women. The first thing women come to me is help me get a date. Help me meet someone. It's not the date that's important, it's the right person. So we need to get into the mindset that there is one person out there for us.
Yeah.
Let's not be desperate and go for the first one that comes along. You have to be patient. I know it's frustrating. It took me 5 years, 6 years to find my partner. And it's a long story, but I broke up from a 13-year relationship. At that 13-year breakup, the first thing people around me would have expected me to do was to go out and probably have a bit of fun.
Yes.
I did the complete opposite. I thought, I'm not going to run out and get laid. I'm not going to go out and just have fun, probably meet another wrong person. I'm going to work on myself. And I did a lot of work. I didn't go and become a monk, but I did a lot of work and I was celibate for a year. And in that year, at the end of it, I thought, right, I'm ready to go and date now and not be celibate anymore. It became another year. So it was 2 years of celibacy. And trust me, people that know me, I was an international DJ. I had a ship in every port, or whatever you want to call it. I was not short of having fun.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to change. So I wanted to change my attitude.
Yes.
So key takeaways: change your attitude, reset yourself, and upgrade your relationship. And that's the only way to do it. Because you don't want to go back. I mean, would you? I'm an iPhone user. I'd never go back to an iPhone 4. It was great at the time, but would you? No.
Yes.
That's what I can never understand people going back to their exes, because it does happen. And I'm not going to lie. If it happened to me, I'd probably go, "Oh, you hypocrite." But the reality is, you're an ex for a reason, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
So you've got to start learning and moving on, not doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result.
I love that. Change, reset, upgrade.
That's it.
Wonderful. Andreas, I am so grateful. I am so grateful to you.
I'm grateful
for this great revolutionary conversation. So insightful. I am so happy to have this conversation with you and for you to be a guest on this show. For people who want to reach out to you, get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Well, my website is circology.life. Okay, so Circology, Circusology. It often comes up in the auto text as psychology, but it's Circology with a C. And on the website, you've got links to various things. And, if you want to get hold of me, it's andreas@circology.life. So that's my email address. And I'm on social media. I'm currently on LinkedIn, Andreas MatchCreator, and Facebook, Andreas MatchCreator. I'm slow at, developing the Insta and TikTok and whatever. I'm still slow. I'm technophobe. Anyone want to help me out? I'm technophobe. I'm terrible.
Drop your details if you can help Andreas out. But for now,
I'll share with you and you share with me.
Yeah, exactly. Sharing is caring. So that's it. That shows you the type of role they're taking on, isn't it? The sharer role.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And I'm going to drop Andreas's links into the show notes so that you are able to click on them and reach out to him, go into his website, send him an email and find him on his socials, LinkedIn and Facebook. So once again, thank you so much for this conversation. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Teresha.
Thank you very much. And for everybody who has listened to this absolutely fascinating conversation, I want to thank you for your time, for your attention, and for your energy. And until the next episode, take great care of yourself and others too.